Although the 2016 Kia Optima looks similar to the previous model, it is in fact almost an entirely new car, such are the changes the company has made to it. For a start, it's now both wider and longer, complete with bulging wheel arches and the company's tiger nose grille that's filled with an appealing star-filled design. This is flanked by new, larger headlights that include an automatic high beam assist function on some models, although it's a shame they're not LED units. However, these are joined by LED fog lights that look like something out of War of the Worlds, giving the car a rather intimidating signature at night. Alloy wheels are up to 18 inches in diameter, and the rear styling has been tweaked with a boot lid with a more aerodynamic trailing edge, a redesigned lower bumper section, and an oval-tipped exhaust pipe. As with the headlights, the tail lights now wrap around the body edges, and their LED illumination gives a funky light signature. Space in the cabin is truly vast. Thanks to the increasing wheelbase and overall width, there's even more of it on offer than there was before. To give you some idea of just how much space there is, I'm 6'4" and I had to move the driver's seat forward, and that almost never happens. For this year, Kia have angled everything towards the driver, upgraded the quality of the materials, and given the dashboard a more horizontal layout. The instruments have an appealing simple clarity to them, and this is matched by the high-res central display that can show anything from your speed, navigation instructions, lane guidance, economy and maintenance information, and a huge range of customization options. The display for the media system comes in two sizes depending on model, but all come with navigation as standard, plus DAB digital radio and Bluetooth streaming, while mid-range and above models come with a 590-watt Harman Kardon setup that remains remarkably distortion-free even at high volumes, although I personally found the sound a touch heavy in the mid-range for my tastes. One small annoyance is that the system doesn't remember your last volume setting. Instead, when you turn the ignition on, it reverts to whatever you set the startup volume to, and you can't set this to 0. Space for rear seat passengers is equally generous. There's tons of legroom, shoulder room has been increased over the old model, and there's plenty of headroom despite the sloping roofline. You could easily get 3 6-footers back here, even if you have someone like me at 6'4" sitting in the front. In fact, short of something like a long wheelbase Mercedes, I can't think of another car with this much interior space. There's even a huge boot to go along with it. It's slightly larger than before too, now at 510 litres, and you can still fold the rear seats forward if you need even more space. Probably the only thing about the Optima that's small is the engine. At the moment, here in the UK, it's only available with a 1.7 litre turbo diesel with 139 horsepower, although there are plans to introduce a 2 litre turbocharged petrol unit with 245 horsepower as part of a new GT model, and we can't wait to test that. Towards the end of this year, there'll also be a plug-in hybrid model that's expected to offer a 33-mile electric-only range. For now though, the diesel is hardly lacking in green credentials, and in manual form it emits just 110 grams per kilometre of CO2 and records up to 67.3 mpg on the official tests, while we averaged just over 50 mpg during our time with it. It's quite punchy through the gears, with peak torque arriving at just 1750 RPM, and the 6-speed box has a light yet positive action that makes it a real pleasure to use. The Optima is also available with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission that, although we haven't tested it yet, I think it probably suits the Kia's character a little better. Kia have made substantial changes to the suspension for this new model, and the result is a much smoother ride. What impressed us most, however, was how well the suspension isolated the cabin from what was going on underneath, so that even large bumps and ridges in the tarmac transmit very little noise into the body, something that's true for both wind and road noise too. The new setup also does an excellent job of containing body roll, and this helps give the Optima a surprising feeling of agility, especially for what is actually quite a big car. What we will say though is that despite improvements to the steering, there is still a slight over-eagerness either side of the straight ahead position, and although it still feels stable at speed on a motorway, when turning into a larger radius it can feel a little inconsistent. We also wouldn't object to a little more bite from the brakes. The power is there, it's just that it requires a little more pedal pressure than you initially think, although it is something you soon adjust to. Nitpicking aside, the Optima is an incredibly relaxing place to be while tackling a long journey, yet it still feels agile enough to have a bit of fun when you're on your favourite back roads. It's also incredibly safe, with top-spec models boasting both short and long-range radar systems to detect obstacles and apply the brakes if necessary, together with an adaptive cruise function, while mid-range models get a new lane keep assist system that can even steer the vehicle within its lane entirely automatically, although it's not something I'm about to rely on anytime soon. The fact all of this can be yours for just $21.5 grand is frankly remarkable, plus it comes with a 7-year 100,000 mile warranty. I think what really impressed us about the Optima though is just how far it punches above its weight. The last time I drove a car that rode this well and offered this much interior space, it was something with a cat on the bonnet and a price tag at least 3 times that of the Kia. I know, I can hardly believe I'm saying it myself. Admittedly, the diesel engine is probably a bit of a letdown considering the quality of the rest of it, but that only makes us more excited to see what the forthcoming GT and hybrid versions will be like. Plus there's an estate version on the horizon in the form of the new Sport Wagon. It doesn't seem that long ago that Kia was busy making beige cars for beige people. Somewhere along the line though, it seems the entire company got out of bed one day and collectively said, "No, we're going to make cars that are awesome." Well, the Optima probably isn't quite there yet, it's definitely the most surprising car I've driven in a long time, and for all the best reasons.